Hey guys, how's it going, Companion? So it's that day again, it's patch day, and I've been playing Hearthstone, so it's Hearthstone patch day, how exciting. Now, all in all, the changes are pretty cool, and it kind of shows what Blizzard is trying to do in two ways. And, I'm sure some of you guys who haven't heard about the patch, I'll include a link, and you can, eagerly click on that to know what I'm talking about. But so far from what I've seen in the recent patches along with this one are two messages from Blizzard. One, they're not really interested in creating new cards right now. What they're interested in is seeing how the balance shift is going to interact with the gameplay within the game. And I think they're doing this to see, in the future how they can get away with changing the game by changing the cards in a way so that they don't have to add new content. And that's pretty significant thing. It's kind of like creating content artificially where the metagame changes drastically as a result of changes of a few cards, and as a result the gameplay feels different. You're going to run different decks, you're going to have to adapt, so the better players are going to adapt faster and they're going to be more successful in the short term. The other thing that's pretty relevant is something that they actually go into directly in the post. They talk about the fact that they want the game to be interactive. The opponent does something, I do something to stop him from doing what he wants to do. And the cards that, circumvent this idea are ones they want to change, they want to nerf, they want to remove. And that's what they've done in this patch. They really dislike this one-turn kill idea that's, currently in Hearthstone. And a lot of the cards have been removed, that allow this to happen. So I'll go over the changes here. I'm gonna, look at the thing here because I haven't memorized it, that well. So these are the class cards being effective. You have Pyroblast and you have Blood Imp. Pyroblast is now 10 mana, so if you're gonna pyro someone, it's not gonna be for 11 damage on turn 10. It's gonna be for 10 damage on turn 10, and you're not gonna be able to, pull off a combination play of using Pyroblast as well as a 2 mana drop. And this is fairly important. When you're playing against Mage, now you can only take the maximum amount of damage would be Fireball, Fireball, Frostbolt, which, well, is still the maximum damage. But, all in all, it's not as likely, so you can kind of take a bigger risk against Mages, and more often than not it will pay off, because, the Pyro plus Ping is no longer possible, the Pyro plus Frostbolt is no longer possible. So, pretty good stuff. I definitely really hate that stupid card, so anything they do to it makes me very happy. The other card they're really trying to phase out a little bit is Blood Imp. Now Blood Imp right now is a 1/1 stealth, so if you're playing against like a priest or something, you could just hit to the face, do some extra damage, and it buffs the health of all your minions by 1. And I mean, you've all played against Warlocks. The game goes like this: they play a Blood Imp and they play 6 more minions. So instant value. What they're changing it to is a 0/1, and instead of a instant effect on the board, it's a periodic effect, much like the Priestess. So it gives 1 health to a random minion at the end of your turn. And honestly, the card looks like crap as a result. So pretty much get ready to stock up on some Blood Imps, disenchant them for full value. Good stuff there. There is another class card, the Warsong Commander and the charge effects from the Warrior. So the Warsong Commander is being used in OTK Warrior, one-turn kill Warrior, using the Molten Giant to get him to a certain amount of life. Then the Warsong Commander, Molten Giant, hit to the face, Panda, attack with a Panda, cast the Molten Giant again, Molten Giant to the face, Panda again, attack with a new Panda, Molten Giant again, attack with the Molten Giant to the face, dump another 2 or 3 minions that you have. Pretty dumb stuff, and they're making it so the Warsong Commander only works on creatures with 3 or less attack that come into play. So I believe it'll work with a Worgen. You can play a Worgen, he'll still have charge once he becomes a 4 attack unit after gaining Wind Fury. So there's still some combo potential, but nothing too abusive. Makes Warsong Commander pretty weak. I didn't really see this card used that much in constructed play. The other one is the charge card, and I've been playing a warrior deck, kind of like a combo one-turn kill Alistraza warrior, and they're making the charge card cost 3 mana, which is fairly relevant to that deck because you can no longer one-shot your opponent. You can't you can't drop a Twilight Drake on 4, like a 4/7, give it charge for free, kill off a creature. So that deck is pretty much gone, and as a result, I'm a little bit sad. That was a pretty cool deck to play. One card they're changing out of the classes in the positive sense is Unleash the Hounds for Hunter. They're making it 2 mana instead of 4, which is actually an enormous deal. They don't really want to see combo 1-turn kill stuff happen, but with that change, they're going to see some combo 1-turn kill stuff happen with that, and I'm pretty eager to see how it's going to unfold. Unleash the Hounds creates a minion, a 1/1 charge beast for every minion your opponent has, and if you're playing against an aggro deck and he has like 5 or 6 minions and you have none, you can combo that with like Timberwolf, with some other crazy stuff, and just do a crazy amount of damage, clear the board, or there's some crazy draw mechanics at play as well with the Buzzard or the Cult Master, or both. So, some really crazy stuff there. I'm really eager to see what people come up with the Hunter decks. There's also pretty big nerfs and pretty interesting buffs on the neutrals. Off the top, the biggest one is Sylvanas. Sylvanas is becoming a 6 mana cost card instead of 5. I think this will still be used, but it won't be in every deck. You can't be as aggressive with Sylvanas as a 6-drop as you can on a 5-drop. So the aggro type decks may no longer run Sylvanas, but my guess is the control decks will still. A few other cards that got nerfed: Novice Engineer is a 1/1, Defender of Argus is now a 2/3, Dark Iron Dwarf +2 only until end of turn, and Abusive Sergeant +2 lasts forever. So the Abusive Sergeant +2 is actually a really interesting change. I've already seen this card being used in like Warlock aggro, and I think a few other aggro decks, so I think we'll be seeing a lot more of Abusive Sergeant. It's definitely an amazing card now. And the others is just, overused in every deck. I mean, Novice Engineer is just like Sylvanas. You just throw it in every single deck you have. It's not a great card, but it's something your opponent has to deal with on turn 2 because, there's a threat of buffing a Novice Engineer. And buffs are really big in Hearthstone, so you gotta get rid of it. You gotta deal with it. You often have to use a card. And as a plus side, having these cards in your deck, having these these fluffy draw card kind of cards, it lets you eliminate a lot of the weight in your deck, and you just get to the good stuff. So you can play combo, you can play around having very, very strong cards all the time. And, that really makes it a very powerful card that, nowadays, may no longer be played. Defender of Argus, 2/3 instead of a 3/3. Not really a big deal. It may get killed for free, as 2 attack is quite weak in this game. But if you're running, all the other buffs as well, it should be pretty well off nonetheless. That's about it for the changes, but I also want to reiterate a pretty interesting notion. I am going to Berlin probably near the end of the week, probably near like Friday, I believe, but we're still working that out. And these changes, they may go through. They may be in for that series. So again, it may be some really crazy stuff, and I may actually be in a different role in this fight night, so it may be a little bit more exciting than normal. But lots of stuff to look forward to, the patch notes and all the rest. Hope you guys are as excited as I am, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.